I did a pretty big study, 2,000 women, who answered a lot of questions on this subject. And in fact, according to the women that I studied, the best possible size, their ideal size, turns out to be exactly the average. Now, I didn't ask them if average was best. I asked what length would be best for them and what girth would be best for them. And they nailed the average. They were actually inches, zero point 0.2 inches above what we know to be the average, which is between 5.5 and 6 inches. They went with 5.8 when I aggregated all the numbers. So if you're average, you're right there. Now let's deal with the two factors that I think are important. And one is just on the tail end of this, which is there are women for whom a guy with a small penis wasn't as sexually satisfying. Now, there are two reasons for this. One is that they want more freedom. They want to feel bigger. Unfortunately, there are sex positions and all kinds of things that you can do to improve that. I made a program, Unleash the Beast, about that. It resolves all of those issues, makes her think that you've grown 2 inches overnight. But the other issue for women with size is that men are obsessed over it. And a man with a small penis who is insecure about his small penis is an impossible man to date. And women were unanimous about this. A lot of women had dated men who had insecurities around their penis size, and they broke up with them because of that penis size. Not because it was small, but because he was an impossible human to deal with, because he was constantly worried about that issue, to the extent that very often they had problems with sexual performance. And so that's really, when you ask a woman, is penis size important to sexual performance? Very likely she's going to say yes. But it's not because of the size, it's because of the psychological baggage that men carry around with the size. And so there's this little final piece, and it's the most important piece, which is how important is it to you yourself, your own feeling of masculinity? That's really where it can screw up your whole life. That's where penis size is incredibly, incredibly important. And the question you have to ask yourself as a man is, if it doesn't matter to women, why should it matter so much to you? And why should you be judging how much of a man you are based on the size of a particular body part? And if you really examine that question, I hope you'll come to the conclusion that you need to do something about this attitude. And there are two things you can do. One is go to therapy, and two is, again, I got to give another plug for my Unleash the Beast program, because so much of it is based on building your self-esteem and your sense of masculinity, regardless of your penis size.